Half a day. We are back. This is Boka Talks. I am Jess Rosario. I am the owner and nutrition professional at here at the Boka Box. We are in my office right now. This is where all the magic happens. No, actually, the magic happens downstairs in the kitchen. But we are back. Boka Talks is a part of the KUAM podcast network, and we have this podcast so that we can highlight and talk about food and the many things that deal with food and health. We like to bring real life experiences to the forefront and make our journey into being healthy as realistic as possible. We like to get local people that are in the fitness, nutrition, medical field, just to discuss ways that we can help and promote people to become healthier. Today, I have with me one of my team members at the Boka Box. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey guys, it's me, Brian Capindo, one of Boka Box's older employees, experience-wise. I'm probably one of the younger ones. Been with Boka since 2018, I think.
Probably.
You're old.
So your Boka birthday's coming up, right?
Ooh, yeah.
18, 19, 20, 21. 3 years?
Yeah.
You've been this for 3 years?
Yes,
Wow.
3 years.
Brian is also a nutrition student at the University of Guam. And I have another nutrition student that will be joining us on other podcasts, but I like to encourage our nutrition-minded team. I guess our team members are, so that I like to encourage them to take every opportunity to experience more into the nutrition field. So I have them working with some of our customers when we do nutrition consults and just things that's very, very nutrition related. Just to give you a sense of what we are here at the Boka Box, we are Guam's first nutritionally sound meal prep service. And our focus is to help find and create convenient ways to create a healthier Guam. And we use food as our catalyst to do so. I'm a big believer that there is a difference between understanding knowledge through nutrition and then applying that knowledge into everyday life. We go to school, Brian goes to school, I went to school at UOG, and we learn and understand the ins and outs of nutrition. But when you tell somebody, and I used to work at the hospital, telling people why they're on certain diets because of their health issues, it was very hard for them to comprehend that and apply that in their regular life. Oh, we have an ambulance going on outside. I don't know what's going on.
I wish I could see.
But again, our focus is to help people to become healthier. And in the last year, we kind of struggled with this totally new pandemic and disease that hit the world. Not only Guam, but it hit the world. COVID-19 kicked our ass.
Happy anniversary.
And yeah, it's been a year since. And the last time we did a Boka Talks podcast, I want to say it was this time in March of 2020. And I got sick in February, March, and I was not diagnosed with COVID, but I had all of the symptoms of COVID, but they couldn't diagnose me. One, I believe because we didn't have COVID tests at that time. And then two, I met every criteria except I didn't travel off island. So I have no idea how I got it. But I was sick for about 3 weeks. The worst sickness I felt in my life. I had pneumonia and I got medication from the doctors, went back 5 days later. And then they were like, whoa, you're still sick. And I'm like, yeah, I'm worse. And so they gave me more medication, took that, and then I got pneumonia. And they're like, we have no idea what's going on with you, but take these stronger meds. And I was out. I hated it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was super scary. Like the days that you would come in, rare as it was, like you just sounded like a completely different person. It was just like, because you're generally a very loud guy, but then the times you did come in, you're just like,
Yeah. I remember I came in. I think I was sick for about a week, and then I was like, maybe I just need to fight this off and go into work. But I came into work with a mask.
Yeah.
And so I came into work and I was talking to one of our customers.
Yeah,
and
I was listening in on
right?
that. Yeah, you were.
And then my mom. She's our baker here at the Boka Box, and she came up to me and she like grabbed my arm and she's like, you need to go home.
Mm.
And I'm like, why? And she goes, because you're pale. And I remember talking to the customer. I was like, had a hard time breathing. And I was like trying to catch my breath. And I was like, I have no idea what's wrong with me.
Mm.
And I went home and then was out, super, super close to going to the hospital. And I was getting scared, but I got better.
Yeah.
But for me, that put a lot of things into perspective for me because it's the worst that I've ever been sick. I never wanted to feel like that again.
Mm.
And so, I mean, we'll talk about this later, but I got the vaccine. I got the COVID vaccine. I got my second dose last week and I got sick last week for like a day and it sucked. I felt the same way I did last year, but without the hard time breathing, but it sucked.
Didn't your parents, like, they didn't feel anything, right?
No,
Like,
my
nothing?
parents, they got the vaccine maybe 3 days after me
Is it the same?
and they didn't get sick at all.
Same thing, Moderna or
It
Pfizer?
was Moderna. I don't know. I don't know what the science is behind it,
Mm.
but I know that there's a few people that got the Moderna, got sick. Then there's a few people that I know that got it and nothing. Like they're
Moderna-
fine.
Moderna's the one you have to get 2 shots for, right?
Moderna and Pfizer, you got to get
Oh,
two.
both of them is 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, on that subject of COVID-19, it's something that has destroyed the world, put the world at a standstill, changed life as we know it. So today we wanted to take a few minutes just to talk about our immune system and why it's so healthy or why it's so important that we keep our bodies healthy. When I got sick and I got out of it and I started doing more research into COVID-19, and I'm just going to put this disclaimer out there. Brian and I are not medical professionals. We're not doctors. So this is a podcast that's based on our opinions and what we feel we can do to help people understand and comprehend health a little bit more. But if you have any questions that's medically related or any issues like that, please talk to your physicians,
Please.
and take their advice, not ours.
I mean, we're just here to have fun.
yeah.
too.
But we wanted to talk about our immune system because, man, it's one of those things that for us, again, it's changed our life. If you can see us on video, we are wearing our masks. We're not 6 feet apart, but we have to be
dare.
within the shot. But we're masked up. Within Boka Box, our protocols for everything is we wash our hands all the time, right? We have this thing where when we're washing our hands, I want to know who's washing their hands. So,
Yeah.
Brian, what do we say when we're washing our hands?
Oh, when we're washing hands, I always yell, washing hands. And then, some people will say, thank you or something like that.
But that's the thing we do here, just so that we know everyone is taking or doing their part to stay sanitary, keep the food safe, and so forth. But let's talk about our immune system really quick in this episode. Our immune system is basically our body's natural defense against outside invaders. Disease, microorganisms that are going into our body that disrupt our cells and that cause the disease.
Yeah.
Whether it's COVID, whether it's the flu, whether it's Ebola, whether it's the mosquito thing. What did you say it was?
Dengue.
Dengue. Whether it's dengue, whatever it is,
My
right?
friends had dengue before. It was awful.
Really?
Yeah.
When they had dengue, I remember going to the store and buying all the mosquito repellent. But, our immune system is there so that it keeps us healthy. And it's smart. It's a big network of things within our body that is supposed to fight off disease.
Yeah.
Right? And so, on that note, like within the past year, how do you think people have been regarding their health? Do you think it's like they've taken a more active approach in becoming healthier, or they're just like, whatever?
There's always going to be, exemptions here and there, no matter where you look. But I feel like personally, it's like kind of dropped a bit. But I feel like recently, like it's been getting a lot better. I've been seeing a lot of people out and about, running and biking and stuff like that. But maybe that's just because, New Year. But who
Yeah,
knows
new
how
year,
long
new,
that's gonna last,
new me.
you know?
Yeah.
Are you doing stuff like that?
I did. Yeah, but I think because of COVID, people are and I've been preaching this since the beginning. Like we need to do whatever we can to stay healthy because I believe that the healthier we are, the better chance we have at fighting any disease,
Oh, yes.
whether it's COVID or whatnot. We cannot stop ourselves from getting sick, but we can do things to boost our immune system so that whenever we catch anything, we have a better chance at fighting it off, And that just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, we can take, like myself, I took the vaccine, but the vaccine is not it's not a cure.
Yeah.
It's not a cure for you. You can still get COVID.
Yeah. It
right?
just helps your body like fight it again.
Exactly.
Basically.
But if you're healthy and you find ways to boost your immune system, you have freaking like better ways, or your immune system is stronger to fight that disease.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's like having a backyard fighter versus a trained MMA fighter. It's like a Frank the Crank and John Tuck and
like
Trevin Jones on your side.
It's like having a guard dog, and then you have like your big ass dog, and then mine's just like a Chihuahua or something.
No way, I'm scared of Chihuahuas.
Really?
But like disease is everywhere, right?
Yes.
There's no way around it. The disease is everywhere. And because a lot of times people tend to lead unhealthy lifestyles, that may contribute to them having poor immune systems.
Yeah.
Right. Like when we talk about lifestyles that just are not conducive to a healthy,
like sedentary
living.
Lifestyles, basically,
Or like, I know when I was a college student, I didn't have a healthy lifestyle. I was out partying all the time, drinking every single day. I don't like to tell people this, but I was smoking cigarettes back then. I don't know if it was a stress or just peer pressure, but I drank and smoked, and I didn't worry too much about my health, but my lifestyles, that was very, very unhealthy.
I think I was kind of the same thing in my first like couple semesters of what's it called, college. Like I had days where like I would not eat until like dinner time. Like I would wake up, go to class. I'd have classes like all throughout the day, like 8 a.m. and then I'd get off at like 4 p.m. and then I'd go to the gym right after, and then I'd eat, and that would happen for like 2 semesters.
That's not good either, because
definitely
you're not getting enough sleep, you're not eating enough,
Oh my
you're not
God.
eating right. Right.
Well, I mean, the past.
Yeah. And then poor diet leads to macronutrient malnutrition. And that's basically because people tend to eat the same thing all the time. And the same thing, I mean, by like they're eating out all the time, or they're eating fast food all the time, or processed food all the time. They're not getting an array or variety of different foods that can help boost our immune system. And we'll talk about foods that will help us make our immune system stronger.
Yeah.
And then if you're like me and you're getting a little up in age, I'm 38 right now.
You mean 70?
38, 70.
70.
Yeah, that's probably the same thing. But if you're getting up in age, the older you get, the less effective your immune system becomes. So you need to take steps to kind of strengthen that. No supplement, diet, or lifestyle change aside from social distancing and actively practicing good hygiene can protect you from developing COVID-19.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer, right? We're going to be talking about some tips you can do to boost your immune system, but it's not going to prevent you from getting COVID. It's not going to prevent you from getting Ebola or whatever, right? It's just ways that we can help our immune system become stronger. Okay. So 'cause some of the things that kind of affect our immune system and can either work against it or work for it is, like we talked about, our lifestyle, right? Then there's the nutrition, which we'll get more in depth with.
Yeah.
There's exercise. You exercise a lot?
Like recently, like no, because like
School.
that, and like it's like the type of training I used to do, because I used to be like pretty big in like lifting and stuff like that. So when COVID hit, I don't have that kind of equipment at home. That's 45-pound plates are very expensive, and I don't have a place to train like that. So it was really hard for me once COVID hit. So we had to do like smaller stuff to like just try to.
But you're still working out.
Yeah, to an extent, yes.
Yeah,
Not as much as before.
I'm the same way. Like when COVID hit, I was working out at home. I haven't been back to the gym, and you guys know me. I'm a fitness freak. Yeah. Well, not a fitness freak. I don't have abs and crap, but
not anymore.
Not anymore. But I like to stay physically active, and I was at the gym maybe 5 to 6 days a week.
Oh yeah.
Always working out. But once COVID hit, we took a step back and had to do things at the house. Hopefully, with my vaccine and everything, I can get back to the gym. I'm hoping by next week or so I can go back. Yeah.
I'm thinking about this
I'm excited.
I'm thinking about this like just now, because like comparing the way you used to work out before and working out now. Like if I think about it, I used to I would work out like 5-6 days out of the week, and I'd be at the gym for like 3 hours, and then now it's like a couple days a week, and I'm doing like 30 minutes like between classes or something.
No, I'm not at the gym 3 hours. That's a waste of time for me.
It
My
depends on
workout's
your
like
training.
1 hour and I'm done.
Oh, that's because you're doing CrossFit though. That's quick.
Yeah.
Like, powerlifting, you gotta like stop and wait.
Another factor that contributes to our immune system, good or bad, is sleep. Something we'll talk about again. Stress management and dietary supplements. But because we're both nutrition students,
Yes.
we're always learning about nutrition and we want to make this very nutrition oriented. What are some vitamins that people need to really make sure that they consume in order to help their immune system?
Well, I think, the first one that everyone thinks about is vitamin C, because that's just the standard at this point.
Yeah.
And then,
But
D is-
vitamin C is not the only thing, yeah.
Oh, yes, of course, gotta fill up the whole area, You
Mhm.
can't just have one. You have to have everything. Or
Yeah.
at least, try to get as much as you can of each.
Yeah.
To an extent. You know.
Mhm. There's also vitamin D, which is from the sun, or we can get that from seafood.
Yeah. And,
Right?
and like also other like fortified foods as well. You
Mhm.
know, it doesn't have to be just the sun or seafood. There's like they've been doing a really good job of, just like food nowadays with the fortification and stuff.
Yeah.
You're able to get certain minerals and vitamins that you weren't able to get before.
It's like cereal.
Yeah, cereal, exactly.
Kid cereal, man. It's like made of corn. It's like, what's that?
Pencil
Kicks?
sh-
Like
pencil
kicks
shape.
or something?
Oh my god, the little
It's like
yellow ball things or is that
Puff,
something else?
corn puffs.
Corn
But
puffs?
then they fortified it with vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, D, E, F, G. There's no F.
HIJK-LMNOP.
Yeah, they fortify that with everything, because that's what kids like.
Oh, yes, of course.
But then it's also loaded with tons of sugar.
But,
Right. But they're getting the
caveats.
vitamins.
Caveats here and there,
Yeah, you got to take the good with the bad, right? Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant, and that's mainly found in high-fat plant foods like almonds, sunflower seeds.
Would you consider avocados a high-fat plant food?
I would.
You would?
Yeah, it's high-fat, but it's a good fat.
Yeah.
Vitamin A from meats and dairies. Zinc. Zinc is very important because it helps with the production of new cells that are for our immune system. So if we're trying to boost our immune system, we're not only trying to make it stronger, we're trying to create more cells that help fight against that. So things with zinc, we'll talk about later. And then iron. Iron that's found in meats and seafoods, they help do what? The cells.
It helps, what's it called? It helps with hemoglobin and it binds the oxygen to the cell. And then, from then on, it can transport it to the rest of the body. And I also heard that's a very hard thing to build up. Like, it takes a long time to build up, like, good iron levels.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless you pump iron.
Shut up, bro.
That's my one dad joke for the day.
Oh my god, when you did the presentation earlier and you're freaking, when you said vitamin D and start staring at the camera.
Vitamin D is important.
I had to,
We just have to get over that
I had
part.
to go aside to Ashley and I was like, did he just do that?
Yes, I did.
That's so dumb, bro.
Vitamin D's good.
God.
And so like we talk about, we can talk about the vitamins and minerals that our body needs, but in reality, we need to know what foods are good for us.
Yeah.
Right? And so Brian and I kind of compilate.
Ooh, damn.
That's a Mack truck. Brian and I put together some foods that we think through, working with people that we kind of see people need to eat more of because maybe they just don't eat enough of it. But we'll go one after the other and just name some foods off of this. First one I'm going to start with is citrus foods, right? Oranges, grapefruit, limes, and those type of things. Those are very high in vitamin C, but like Brian said, that's a standard, right? That's a standard. People look at oranges. Oh, vitamin C. I'm getting sick. I need vitamin C. Oranges. Boom.
Yeah.
But like you said, not one food item has it all.
Yes.
Right. So like, there's something here that you wanted to put on, which is a kiwi. Right?
Yes.
And kiwi is something that not a lot of people eat enough of, but one kiwi is equivalent to 3 oranges.
It is criminal, like how little people buy that stuff. It is an amazing fruit.
Yeah, it's packed full of vitamin C.
Exactly.
And I like it. Do you eat kiwis with the skin on or skin off?
What?
I eat it with it on.
You wait.
I eat the fuzzy part of the skin. I eat that. I eat the whole thing.
You eat that?
Yeah, you know, it tickles my digestive system.
Okay, now that's just weird, bro. Like, to each their own, but like, no.
But I eat a lot of kiwis. My
I scope it
daughter,
out.
Lola, she loves kiwi. So every time we go to the store, we're always trying to find the golden or the New Zealand kiwis.
Do you buy from Happy Mart?
I do. They have it. They have it there a lot actually, like consistently every
Oh.
week they have it. Okay, so you pick an item.
Let's see. Broccoli.
Broccoli is a superfood.
Oh yes.
Has
like
everything.
it's such an easy vegetable to just like you can throw it with anything and it'll just make it healthier.
Yeah. Stir fries, broccoli and cheese, whatever. We even do here at the Boka Box. We do from time to time we do broccoli rice.
Oh yeah.
So it's like our cauli rice, but just do a broccoli.
Yeah. It's very rare that I see it.
Yeah,
but it's there.
Another thing that I think people don't eat enough of that we do a lot here: bell peppers, green, red, yellow, orange. All of those. I love bell peppers.
Honestly, I'm kind of like split on bell peppers. Like, if you give it to me like diced, yeah, I'll eat it. But if you give it to me in those strips, it's gonna be really weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I had my my nephew's wife. She's her family's Filipino, and they made caldereta. You know what that is?
Isn't that just like a?
It's like a beef stew. Yeah, but she put lemongrass and red bell peppers. Oh my god, the red bell peppers were so sweet
because they like
and they soaked it. Yeah, it was so freaking good. Like I got the meat, but I took all the bell peppers. I did. Like I'm that dude. I'm that dude that will go and get all the veggies off of the dish and eat that.
I used to have a friend. She really loved bell peppers. Like really loved bell peppers. We had a communication class, and she made her entire presentation about bell peppers, like the different kinds. And then the most shocking part is like she can eat bell peppers like an apple.
My daughter does.
What?
Yeah. The small bell peppers we find at Payless in the bag, just like yellow, red, and green one. No, I don't think there's green. Yellow, red, and orange, I think.
Yeah.
And she just chows that.
What?
Yeah.
That's a different kind of strength, bro.
Yeah. Papaya. Papaya is another one of those.
I love
papaya. Has vitamin C, vitamin E, loaded with other minerals and vitamins.
Very versatile, like item. Like you can eat it as fruit, put it in stews. I love it in stews.
And then in salad.
Yeah. Like my mom has this one dish where it's like she takes unripe papaya and she kind of just boils it with a bunch of other stuff. Like tinola?
Yeah.
She puts that in tinola. We
put that in our in the soup we made. I like chicken curry.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That was too hard though. You guys didn't cook it long enough.
That's why you microwave it after. But papaya, man. Eat bunch of papaya. And papaya. Stray away from the papaya that's pickled all the time because that's a lot of salt. If you can, eat the papaya raw or in stews and soups and stuff like that. Let's move on to we forgot this one in the other presentation.
Which one?
Foods that are good for our microbiomes.
Oh my god!
Gut.
Yeah,
we didn't talk about that.
I was talking to you about that before the presentation.
Too. Yeah, I know we've completely forgot, but
I love kimchi. Kimchi is like the perfect side dish to anything.
You know what? One thing, like I've been doing a lot more research into gut health, right? And it for me, everything has to make sense. It doesn't matter if it's nutrition or religion or we talk about space and aliens or whatever. It has to make sense to me, like on a realistic level. And for me, when I started researching about the our gut health and the gut microbiomes, it makes sense that the healthier our gut is, because our gut is the one that digests everything, and then once it's digested, it pushes it through our digestive tract and it's absorbed by everything, right? So if the food is not digested and broken down right, it's harder for our body to accept it, right? Does that make sense to you?
Not exactly, but like, I think it's just more of like I lack of understanding of just like probiotics in general. Like so, like I just like kimchi because it tastes good, but I know it's like really like beneficial too. Like how exactly does that work? Because I know it's like like when you ferment stuff, bacteria will grow on it and stuff, and then like when you introduce that to your body, and then that's kind of where
our stomach has a bunch of bacteria that break down the food, right? And if we don't supply our body with the bacteria that is good and breaks down the food properly, then our body's going to have a hard time digesting and accepting that food, right? And distributing it to where it needs to go, right? So we have to find ways to make our gut bacteria healthy.
So it introduces like new bacteria.
Not
Is that
new bacteria, but bacteria that's good for the breakdown of food. And that's kind of like what kimchi, what sauerkraut, what
Yogurt.
yogurt does, pickled stuff every now and then, right? That's what it does. It and we can go. I think we're probably going to do another podcast just on gut health and microbiomes, but we need to make sure we have some of those things within our eating and our meals so that we take care of our gut health. Man, I can't believe we forgot about that. Almonds, ginger, turmeric. What else do we have?
Garlic
And
and
garlic. All of those too. Simple things that we can eat every day, but we just kind of take for granted.
Oh yeah,
you know.
definitely. Like and back to the whole like garlic thing. I think I was talking to you about this earlier. Stuff about like phytochemicals and stuff. They're essentially just like, how would I say this? They're not really. It's not too much research on it right now, but they've shown to have like, I guess, beneficial properties like for us. So like if I remember correctly from like my textbook from like way back, I think garlic has like a certain phytochemical that helps with cancer. Don't quote me on that, but I just thought something like that would be like super cool because like, you know, when you think of like anti-carcinogenic foods, you don't think of garlic, you know?
Yeah. Or onions.
Or onions, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, we can discuss foods that are good for us, right?
Yes.
And basically, if we take a look at all the foods that we pretty much discuss, there is a big variety.
Oh yes.
Right? From fruits, vegetables, herbs, root vegetables, meats. Meats are a big thing, right? Meats are high in iron, zinc.
Aren't they good in like B12 and stuff like that?
B12s,
too?
yep.
Yeah.
Fat. And you'll notice that there's a big variety. So one of the biggest, I guess, tips that we have to build up and strengthen our immune system is that we just need to eat a variety of food. We just have to, you know, we can't just stick to tacos and burgers all the time and pizza. We have to make sure that we're eating wholesome foods in a big variety. Like our menu right here at the Boka Box, every day is different.
It's always a different vegetable.
Always different vegetable, always a different dish. One day we'll have bibimbap with kimchi, lettuce, mushrooms, onions, carrots, cucumbers. The next day we'll have Thai chicken with red bell peppers, curry sauce.
You're making me hungry, bro.
Yeah, you know, and it's just you just have to. I like to enjoy food. I love food.
Oh, yes.
So
Same.
having a palate where I'm able to enjoy everything and eat a variety, that just makes sense to me.
That's like, it also just makes me more confused about picky eaters, man. Just like why? Like I used to be a picky eater though.
Yeah.
You know, the first time my mom introduced corn to me, I cried. Like I was sitting at the dinner table.
Dude, that was a staple in my house.
Hey man, I didn't.
When I was young, it was corn. That was like our vegetable.
I'm like
canned corn and green beans.
I'm like Filipino, so rice was like 90% of my life.
Oh,
so.
same. I'm Chamorro, a little bit Filipino. Rice, corn, green beans, and spam. That was it. That was dinner. And tomato sauce.
Oh, green beans. That was the first vegetable I learned to like eat consistently. Like,
on green beans and vegetables, one of the biggest things that we cannot push enough.
Can't stress this.
We can't stress it enough. You need to eat your vegetables. We're not going to say, we made shirts, like one of my shirts here at the Boka Box is eat your effing vegetables. That's, you know, something that our moms told us when we were growing up.
The F word part.
And we just have to. There's no way around it. You know, I get people that come in all the time like, hey, I want to do keto or I want to do this, but I don't like vegetables. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. You're going to get your vegetables. We're going to put vegetables on your plate so that you get used to it. If you don't eat it, that's up to you, but you need to eat your vegetables.
Yeah, humans are omnivores, so, you know, we need both meat and plant stuff.
Yeah. One of the biggest things too is that we need to limit our sugar intake.
I'm very guilty of this.
Sugar is related to obesity and diabetes, right? Or obesity and overweight. Being overweight and being obese is then led to diseases like diabetes, heart disease, right? So it makes sense that if you are targeting the factor that really ruins diabetics and people with heart disease, we take out the sugar, then that causes us to be a little bit more healthy.
Basically take out the foundation of like what makes it bad.
Yeah.
So everything else falls out.
Yeah. Don't just put a Band-Aid on it. Don't just be like, hey, I'm going to take medicine so I can can continue eating my sugar. No, you need to attack the problem.
It's like Febrezing a trash can. Doesn't really do
All right.
anything.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But limit your sugar intake. We're talking about added sugars. So like sugar's not bad. Sugars are naturally found in a lot of the fruits and vegetables that we eat. But then adding sugars into our diet through candy, through honey, through sugar itself, and other ways that then the overconsumption of sugar becomes bad.
I'm very guilty of that. I always put honey in like my green tea, and I drink green tea like every day.
I like plain stuff, man.
Plain stuff,
yeah. Exercise every single day. That's a big thing. Like
very much.
I work out 5 days a week, at least 30 minutes a day, at least. It's more like 45 minutes to an hour and a half that I work out. And that's like stretching all the way to like my cool down. But you need to get your exercise in. Exercise and nutrition should be together all the time. They're married, so you got to have both. Right?
Exactly.
When are multivitamins acceptable?
I think it's when like you can't eat certain things. So like let's say you can't have broccoli, so then you would have you would take multivitamins that would, I guess, compensate for the lack of nutrients you were getting from said broccoli if you were to eat. So think of it as like I guess the word would be a fill-in, because multivitamins they'll never be the main star of the show. They're just there to like fill in for things that should be
there. They're basically what it's called. They're a supplement,
supplements,
right? They're a supplement to your natural eating habits.
Yes.
So if you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables already, you probably don't need any supplements.
Yes.
Right. But like you said, if you have food allergies, like you can't eat spinach or broccoli or whatever, then yeah, okay, go ahead and take a multivitamin. But talk to your doctor first.
Yeah,
ask them.
And we're not doctors.
Yeah, don't talk to me about multivitamins. I don't even take multivitamins.
I don't think I've ever taken a multivitamin.
I think the only vitamins I do take, the only supplements I take when I'm on keto is I take magnesium and I take potassium.
What does the magnesium do?
It's supposed to help with muscle contraction.
Ooh.
Like so I don't cramp up as much. It's like kind of like potassium, but it helps in that sense. And I take the supplement because on keto I'm not eating the fruits that I used to eat a lot of.
Yeah.
Right. So I take that to supplement that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Another big thing is sleep. And for the past year, I've been focusing on making sure I get enough sleep throughout the day. Adults need at least 7 hours of sleep. Teenagers need 8, upwards of 8. And then young children need
14.
14?
Right? 14.
Yeah, 14 hours of sleep. Now, it sounds simple that, oh, okay, I need to sleep. But honestly, how much sleep do you get a day?
Oh my gosh. Like recently, it's been horrid, like absolutely horrid. Like I think this mainly because like this week specifically has been very stressful for school wise. Like,
but you can't control that, right?
Yeah, it's just something you just kind of roll with the punches with it. Like
Yeah.
I think in the past 3 days I've probably gotten about 7 hours of sleep.
Oh,
It's really bad.
That's gross.
It's
Last
so
night
bad.
I got 7 hours of sleep.
Oh, God bless you.
But you need your sleep, and we'll do a whole another podcast on sleep. But whatever, like for me, right? Through the lockdown and the pandemic, I took an active approach into making my sleep better. And I had a hard time because I would work out at night, eat dinner with the family, and I had a hard time sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe just because my metabolism was revved up at that time. But I had to take things like CBD and melatonin just so that my body could be a little bit more relaxed and be situated for a good sleep. I also had to limit my time on the phone right before bedtime. I would put my phone to the side and just like talk to my wife. And
do that normally.
No, we talk a lot,
Okay.
but it's right before bedtime. I don't want to something with that blue light.
Yeah, there's like a whole thing about the blue. Like the glasses that I'm wearing now, they block blue light.
Yeah,
It's like
I don't know what that is.
I don't know if it's legit, but
Yeah, no, I've read some things on it too. I need to do more research on it.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh yeah, limit your blue light exposure before bedtime or whatever.
My
So
screen protector also does like blocks blue light. It's really weird.
yeah, I don't know why they call it blue light. Anyways, and then managing your stress is another big thing. If you're highly stressed out, your body's gonna go into a fight or flight mode, and it's gonna hold on to weight. It's gonna hold on to fat. Hormones are not gonna be in place. You just need to find a balanced approach to dealing with stress, and we'll get into that later on as well. But all in all, right, the biggest thing, if we want to boost and strengthen our immune system, we need to find ways by tackling the foods that we're eating, limiting our sugar, exercising at least every single day, sleeping better, and managing our stress. Now, the big catch is that, again, I'm a very, very big believer, and I've been saying this since the start of COVID, that, the vaccine is not a cure for COVID. Any vaccine is not a cure for anything, right? It just helps us build the antibodies so that, if we do get sick, it's not as bad. It gets our body prepared to fight it. But if you are healthy, right? The healthier we are, the better chance we have at fighting any disease that comes our way, whether it be COVID, Ebola, whatever, COVID-27 comes our way maybe next year. I don't know what it is, right? But, things pop up just like that. Bird flu popped up, H1N1, whatever.
Swine flu, Jesus.
Yeah. So we just need to be prepared. And the only way we can do that is by making sure our immune system is strengthened, and we're doing what we can every single day to do that. Right? Sound good?
Yeah.
Well, hope you guys learned some things through our podcast. Again, we are Boka Talks on the KOAM Podcast Network. We want to thank you guys for joining us today. We should have some other content coming out. And if you're interested, where KOAM is pushing out and restarting all the podcasts we used to do before. So we have things on nutrition. We have things on fitness. We have things on lifestyles. We have things on for the news, fashion. We have things that are dedicated towards current events that's happening within Micronesia. So whatever it is, we got something for you here on the KOM Podcast Network. We'll see you guys on our next episode of Boka Talks. Adios.
Take care.